But the forces that create can also destroy. In January 2022, the eruption of Tonga Ha'apai was so powerful it blasted material 58 kilometers into the stratosphere, generated sonic booms heard in Alaska, and triggered tsunamis across the Pacific. It was the largest volcanic eruption of the 21st century, reminding the world that Tonga's environment is as dramatic as it is fragile. A history of power and pride. Tonga's human story begins more than 3,000 years ago, with the arrival of the Lapita people, expert navigators who left behind distinctive pottery. Over centuries, Tongans built complex societies and developed mastery over the ocean. By the 10th century, they had established the Tu'i Tonga Empire, one of the earliest maritime states in the Pacific. This empire was remarkable for its reach. Using double-hulled canoes and star navigation, Tongans extended their influence over Samoa, parts of Fiji, Niue, Tokelau, and even Micronesia. Tonga became a center of trade, culture, and political power. Chiefs and kings presided over a hierarchy that linked far-flung islands into a network of tribute and alliance. The empire's decline in the 15th century did not erase Tonga's influence. By the time European explorers arrived, Tonga had a reputation as a strong and organized society. In 1773, Captain James Cook dubbed it the Friendly Islands, after the people welcomed him warmly during a festival. Historians later revealed, however, that some chiefs may have considered ambushing Cook, proof that friendliness was matched with shrewd strategy. The 19th century brought great change. Christianity spread rapidly, championed by missionaries like Shirley Baker. In 1875, King George Tupou I unified the islands and introduced Tonga's first written constitution, which established it as a modern monarchy and safeguarded its independence. While other Pacific nations fell to colonial powers, Tonga negotiated a protected state status with Britain in 1900. Unlike colonies, Tonga retained its monarchy, land, and customs. When the protectorate ended in 1970, Tonga joined the Commonwealth as a fully independent nation, proud to have never lost its sovereignty. The monarchy and nobility. The monarchy is at the heart of Tonga's identity. Today, King Tupou VI continues a line of rulers stretching back more than 1,000 years. His late brother, King George Tupou V, famously introduced democratic reforms, reducing the direct power of the monarch while keeping the throne central to national life. Alongside the king, Tonga recognizes 33 noble families who traditionally own much of the land and hold parliamentary seats. Land cannot be sold to foreigners, instead, it is leased, ensuring that Tongan land remains in Tongan hands. This system reflects the deep cultural principle that land belongs not just to individuals but to families and future generations. Culture and tradition. Tonga's culture, known as Onga Whakatonga, is built around family, respect, and community. Families are large and extended, with strong bonds across generations. At its core is Whakaapa, the concept of respect, which governs relationships, from children to parents, commoners to chiefs, and subjects to the king. Ceremony and symbolism are central. At important events, Tongans present ngatu, tapa cloth made from mulberry bark, and koloa, wealth items like mats and decorated textiles, to show honor and respect. These are not just gifts, but living symbols of status and connection. The tauvula, a woven mat tied around the waist, is a unique Tongan garment worn at official gatherings, funerals, and even in parliament. It signals respect for tradition and authority. Tongan dance and music are equally rich. The laka laka, a UNESCO-recognized choral dance, involves hundreds of performers in synchronized movements, telling stories of history and lineage. The sipi tau, a warrior challenge performed before rugby matches, embodies the spirit of defiance and strength that has carried Tonga through centuries. Faith and daily life. Christianity dominates spiritual life. Tonga is deeply religious, with nearly every village centered around a church. Methodists, Catholics, and especially Mormons are influential. Tonga has one of the world's highest rates of church attendance, and by law, Sunday is sacred, shops close, work stops, and the nation turns to rest and worship. The integration of Christianity reshaped Tonga, but traditional beliefs in spirits, taboos, and ancestral guardians still echo in local customs. Nature and environment. Tonga's natural environment is breathtaking. Coral reefs ring the islands, home to countless fish, sea turtles, and vibrant ecosystems. Each year, from June to October, humpback whales migrate from Antarctica to Tonga's warm waters to give birth. Tonga is one of the few places where humans can swim alongside these giants, a draw for ecotourism. On land, flying fox fruit bats are considered sacred and protected by royal decree. Native birds include the crimson shining parrot, Pacific swallows, and the rare Tongan megapode, which buries its eggs in volcanic soil for warmth. Yet Tonga faces environmental challenges. Rising sea levels threaten low-lying islands, while cyclones, increasingly intense due to climate change, regularly batter the kingdom. The eruption of 2022 also highlighted the vulnerability of island nations to natural disasters. The economy and challenges. Tonga's economy is small, relying heavily on remittances from the Tongan diaspora in New Zealand, Australia, and the United States. Nearly 40% of the nation's GDP comes from money sent home by relatives abroad. Agriculture, fishing, and tourism provide local income, with exports including squash, coconuts, and vanilla. Tourism is growing, especially in Vavayu, known for sailing and whale watching. Yet Tonga remains off the beaten track compared to Fiji or Tahiti, giving it a quieter, more authentic charm. A major issue is public health. Traditional diets of yams, taro, and fish have been overshadowed by imported processed foods. Today, Tonga has one of the world's highest rates of obesity and diabetes, presenting a serious challenge for the health system. Sports and global identity. If Tonga is known globally for one thing, it is rugby. The national team, the Ekale Tahi, or Sea Eagles, is a source of immense pride. Their Sipi Tau war dance before matches electrifies crowds worldwide. Beyond rugby, Tongans shine internationally. Athletes of Tongan descent have become stars in the NFL, rugby leagues in New Zealand and Australia, boxing, and even the Olympics. Perhaps the most iconic modern figure is Peter Tafatofa, who competed in taekwondo and cross-country skiing, famously marching shirtless and oiled at multiple Olympic ceremonies. Tonga and the world. Despite its size, Tonga plays an active role in global affairs. It is a member of the Pacific Islands Forum and United Nations, often advocating for climate change action, a matter of survival for small island nations. Tongans abroad maintain strong connections to their homeland. Communities in Auckland, Sydney, Salt Lake City, and Honolulu keep traditions alive while contributing significantly to Tonga's economy. Geopolitically, Tonga has drawn attention from major powers like China, which has invested in infrastructure projects. This has sparked debate about Tonga's growing foreign debt and how it balances development with sovereignty. Conclusion. Tonga is far more than just a remote kingdom in the Pacific. It is a story of continuity, of an ancient empire that once ruled the seas, of a monarchy that never fell to colonial rule, of a culture that has adapted yet never lost its essence. To walk on its shores is to encounter living tradition. To hear its songs is to feel history. And to see its people is to witness a nation that has held fast to its identity while facing the challenges of a changing world. Small in size but vast in spirit, Tonga remains a kingdom where the past and present sail together, like the great canoes of old, across the endless Pacific. Tonga, the kingdom of the friendly islands. Tonga. A nation of scattered jewels in the vast blue Pacific, known for its proud monarchy, resilient culture, and deep ties to the ocean. To many, Tonga may seem like just a tiny speck on the map, but this island kingdom holds stories of survival, influence, and heritage that stretch back thousands of years. Unlike most of its Pacific neighbors, Tonga was never colonized. It remains the only surviving indigenous monarchy in Oceania, where the royal family continues to shape the nation's identity and traditions. The people of Tonga call their homeland the Friendly Islands, but behind this nickname lies a history of diplomacy, cultural power, and determination to remain sovereign in a world of empires. The land and its setting. Tonga consists of 170 islands, though fewer than a third are inhabited. These islands are divided into four main groups: Tongatapu in the south, Ha'apai at the center, Vavayu in the north, and the remote Niuas near Samoa. Together, the total land area is about 750 square kilometers, smaller than New York City, but spread across 700,000 square kilometers of ocean territory. The capital, Nuku'alofa, sits on Tongatapu, a low-lying limestone island fringed with coral reefs. It is home to nearly 70% of Tonga's population. Here lies the seat of the royal palace, built in 1867, a striking wooden landmark facing the sea. Geologically, Tonga is restless. It sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, right along the Tonga Trench, one of the deepest places on Earth, plunging nearly 11 kilometers into the ocean. This trench fuels volcanic activity that has shaped Tonga's islands for millennia. Some islands are volcanic, others coral atolls. Tonga has even witnessed the birth of new land, like the island that rose in 2015 between Hunga Tonga and Hunga Ha'apai.